Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ritual Flow. For today's reading, we're going to be doing a reading looking at the energy surrounding the conjunction of Mars and Saturn. It's been working up to this point today, April 10th, where the conjunction is exact today. So the energy has been moving in and it will linger for several more days here, but this is the height of the energy. So I'm doing the reading now to tap in as precisely as possible with what you're needing to know at this time, how things are moving, and what you can expect. So please keep in mind that this is a general reading. Not all messages will resonate for everyone. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't try to force something to fit if it's not making sense to you or your situation or matching the energy you're experiencing. This reading is timeless as well, so whenever you're viewing this and seeing this is the best time for you to receive these messages and get an understanding of how this energy is impacting you and your life. Ooh. Let me get one more, please. Okay, we've got two. Okay, yeah, there's there are this is a big transit. Normally I don't look specifically at conjunctions or specific aspects that the planets are making to one another, but this is a big one. This is something that normally only happens every couple of years, depending on when things turn retrograde. This is happening in Pisces. So whichever sign Pisces is in your chart is the area of your life that is going to be most affected. So what I'm seeing here is there's this experience of finding some emotional stability. Saturn is a very stabilizing energy, whereas like Mars is very aggressive and action oriented, maybe sometimes acting without thinking. And Saturn is sort of putting this mitigating energy on that, so that there's a little bit of a sense of restraint. It's giving me the impression, though, of like being able to act in a practical manner rather than being so like impulsive or like making rash emotional decisions. Coming at any action you take from like a mature and reasonable, like it's like being informed by your emotions, but not letting them cause you to act in a way that's over the top or extreme in some way. Like using what you're feeling to act in a thoughtful way, as like rather than letting your emotions take over and run the show. Like considering the emotional input that you're getting instead of like disregarding it, but also not being carried away by it. With the Six of Pentacles too, there's an experience of give and take here that's very prominent. And it's regarding emotional currency. Like, you're in a position where you're either having the experience or like desiring to have the experience, or making sure that your experience that you are having is one of whatever you're investing emotionally into a situation is what you're receiving back in an emotional sense. So it feels very, very balanced and fair that any sort of generosity that you're displaying is reciprocated in a very real and tangible, like in a felt way. And if that's something that you're lacking in your life, this is like an experience that you're moving into, that you're moving toward, that you're having some sort of shift in the energy to make space for things to be more balanced and reciprocal going forward. There's an element here of it's giving like a rebirth energy. Some of you may be experiencing this from a perspective of like getting more in touch with your own feelings and having a new experience of expressing them. Like moving into the space of it's almost like becoming a new person, like growing within yourself to be able to allow space for this more equal exchange of feeling. Whether you're on the side of like you've been giving too much and not receiving, or you've been receiving a lot and not giving enough, like in the emotional department. Growing within yourselves in the way that you need to create more balance within your life, your relationships. There's this nurturing sort of energy present here. For some of you, this means like getting more in touch with your nurturing side. That like, whereas maybe you felt disconnected from that, or maybe even felt like you didn't have a nurturing side, or didn't feel like you were a nurturing person, like coming into the experience of embodying that. There is like there's this sort of, it's a test of faith energy, like needing to call on your inner strength. There's something to do with boundaries here. For some of you, like I said, whichever side of this energy that you're on, whether you're in a space of needing to give more emotionality or open yourself to receive more emotionality from others, there are some boundaries that have been placed there or that need to be placed that are posing the challenge here. So like if you've set these boundaries yourself and had them be really rigid, like it's giving the energy of like having put up a wall, like built a wall between your feelings and the feelings of others. It's like a need for that wall to come down. Or if your boundaries have been a little on the loose side and you've been giving more than you're receiving, it's like maybe you need to build a little bit of a protective barrier to help balance this out, to not be giving so much, or to sort of set a precedent for asking to receive as much as you're giving, or like holding back a little bit with the generosity if it's not being met in an equal way. So either way, like being mindful of what boundaries are in place and whether they're appropriate for your energetic situation, like needing to evaluate this and make adjustments here. There is this new emotional beginning that you're meant to have. Whether that's in expanding your emotional field, emotional awareness, or becoming more aware of the emotional expression of others, like thinking about it more consciously and using that information to inform how to proceed. Like this energy is like it's sort of forcing a change. It's bringing things together that have been separate and imbalanced in the emotional side of things, and it's taking you down a new path that ultimately is leading to you feeling happier because things feel more balanced. It's this energy of whatever relationships are present in your life that have been affected by this emotional imbalance. It's like the two of you, or anyone within the group, depending on, whether this is romantic or like a group like friendship dynamic or family dynamic, whatever is most pressing in your life when it comes to an emotional imbalance. This is an energy of making an even playing field, like everyone who's in this boat, who's in this experience, this dynamic, getting on the same page and seeing through a fog to see like light on the other side, to see the positives that you can agree on. It's like rising above any negative feelings that are present, to to bring things to a place of understanding and have this positive outcome. So one thing you need to consider here is, first of all, it's suggested to sort of take a pause, take a rest, take a moment to evaluate things and look at the way, look at yourself, look at how your actions, your behaviors, your feelings are being reflected back to you in your external world, in the dynamics that you have in an emotional sense with the people that you surround yourself with on a regular, ongoing basis. Looking at the ways in which you have been holding back your feelings or your emotional energy, and perhaps also ways in which you need to pull some of your energy back from a situation. And this is going to inform you on how to proceed going forward, what actions you need to take in order to come into this space, to flow with this change, rather than try to fight it or hold on to old ways of being and feeling. But this moment of pause and reflection is very important for not making a rash decision, not making a rash action. This is the energy that Saturn is bringing to Mars. And Mars moves more quickly, so it's Mars is wanting to act, pressing, pushing for something to happen, pushing for action to be taken. But it came to request the assistance of Saturn to put a more practical spin on things, to make it, the action taken, come from a place of responsibility, of to make sure it's something that you can depend on, that things are going to, it's there's a word, I'm feeling this feeling, but I can't find what the word is for it. It's because it's restriction, but in a way that doesn't feel oppressive. It doesn't feel holding you back in a negative way. It feels like holding things back in a way so that you don't overstep, so that you don't make things chaotic, or have some sort of consequences that are undesirable. It's this is a restriction of to keep things in a manageable sort of energy. It's having a boundary that protects you from danger, from things going wrong, in a sense. So this is why this sort of reflection, taking stock of what's really going on here in this dynamic, in this energy, so that you can take informed and not really cautious action, but having a more cautious, more reserved, conservative, that's the word I'm looking for, having a more conservative action or a conservative outcome through the action that you're taking. So that and it's not that the action isn't bold, because like there's something about it is like this is a bold action, but it's like creating some sort of safeguard where that like it doesn't feel so risky or dangerous to take a bold action. It's like taking a bold action with an understanding of what the consequences could be, and giving this more desirable, like more mature and stable outcome, instead of taking a bold action which involves like a huge risk and things could go like wildly wrong. Okay. Because like this change needs to occur, has to occur. Like, this is the time for it. This is like a fated sort of turning point in your life. It's like this, something about this change at the emotional level and in your emotional experience is something that was destined to occur, and the time is now. Okay, so let's clarify and get a little more information. Let's look at the Six of Pentacles and King of Cups first. Okay. All right, so I have Temperance and the Six of Swords, and Two of Cups is at the bottom of the deck now. So this is sort of suggesting that for the majority of you, this is probably some sort of like one-on-one partnership or romantic dynamic. It could also be like a business partnership. Like I said, one-on-one. This feels like a situation where it's more, but like one person and another person like having this imbalance in how they interact emotionally. But it doesn't have to be. If your situation is a little different, keep that in mind. Don't take that part. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But what's going on here? There's definitely this need to find a balance in this situation, to find healing. So that and that's interesting that we have like Pentacles and Cups here, and Temperance with like one foot on the land and one foot in the water. It's like you have to be in that experience of the emotions. Like you can't have both feet on land any more than you can have both feet in the water here. This is about having like real, practical, tangible results and experience of these feelings, like a mature balance. Like not being totally in your feelings and not like ignoring them completely, but like taking this practical stance, this reasonable and stable action that brings healing to you in this situation. Whether that means like being less controlled by your emotions, or like reacting, being like emotionally reactive, or whether you've been suppressing emotions. And like I said, that's going to be different for each of you. And there's this transition, there's this need to move forward, to move on from how things have been operating in this situation previously, like up until this point. And like for those of you who have been like repressing your emotions, squashing them down, like this transition means like getting in them. And like I said, like you're not putting, it's not going to make sense to put both feet in the water and just like jump in. Like this person's in a boat, like they're on the water, but they're not in the water. There's this balance being struck between, like real practical material experiences and what you're feeling inside. And if this is a situation where you felt like very ruled by your emotions, like feeling pulled in different directions by sadness or anger or, you know, what have you, that there's an experience of moving on from this, like coming into this space of feeling more grounded, more centered, more controlled, and being able to act from that space. And, you know, that's not moving to the other side of ignoring the feelings, like some of you may have been doing. And there's also a message here that, like, for some of you, in order to find this healing, to find this balance, like you literally have to take a step away or remove yourself or move on from this dynamic. Like I said, whether this is like a business partnership, a family member, a romantic situation that you have going on where there's been this imbalance, like you may have to exit that situation entirely in order to find the healing that you need. That like if the other person isn't willing to like come into balance with you or help create this balance, like you have to create it for yourself by not exposing yourself to that imbalancing energy, that person any longer. Okay, let's look at the Empress. The Star. Yeah. So this experience that you're having with this interpersonal relationship, whatever form it takes for you, the need to create balance within yourself, and however you're experiencing, even if like you have to remove yourself from the situation for you to grow and feel and find or be able to express something different. This is a major, this is like a major milestone on your soul's path in life. And that's why I was saying earlier, like this is like a fated turning point. This is like moving you toward your destiny. Like this is instigating, catalyzing a change within you that reorients you and into a direction where you can grow and move along a path in your life that's more aligned for you, that connects you to like a better experience, a higher timeline. It's like, what I said earlier about rebirth, like this is feeling like a feeling and experience of being renewed, almost like starting fresh, like moving on to a new life and a new chapter within your life that could feel like kind of like starting your life over in some certain ways. This is something that like as you see and witness your own growth in relation to this situation and how it's affecting you when you reflect on it, this this brings back a sense of like hope and faith in yourself and in your ability to create something that you desire in your life. It's like reorienting you toward your North Star, which is like your purpose in life, like your guiding light. And it's like there have been these like clouds in the way, like creating this fog where you haven't been able to see and like orient like where your true path is in life. And moving away from an imbalance in this dynamic, whatever that looks like for you. And you'll be able to see like when you reflect honestly about what's been going on within yourself and like between you and this person, it brings a sense of clarity and sort of like shows you the way. There's definitely an experience of feeling like you're leveling up, feeling like you're, I don't know, like moving up a tier in some way. Yeah. Yeah, Two of Pentacles and King of Swords here for this. It's like, yeah. There have been multiple options that you're seeing. It's like you've been in the past, you've been seeing the benefits of like staying in this situation versus like moving out of it. And you've sort of been in this place of indecision about whether to take the boundary down, the wall down, or whether to build one up. And the difficulty in that, and the difficulty in organizing your priorities in such a way that it's clear that you know what to do and what direction to go in. You have had some difficulty seeing the truth, like having the clarity on it. Like I said, like the fog has been surrounding you. Yeah, there's more clouds there. It could almost be like having a willingness to buy into some sort of illusion, some sort of delusion about this dynamic, because it's like you had like a desire for things to go a certain way. Like maybe you're like giving to a situation and expecting the other person to give back to it in some way, and that's not been happening. But you just keep giving and giving, expecting that like one day you'll get that energy back, or vice versa, that maybe you feel like you've been giving more to something than you like actually have, and when you take a look at it, you realize you've actually been like sort of withholding emotions from something. So regardless of which side that you're on, you've been having trouble like seeing this situation objectively because of the separation and imbalance with the between the emotions and like the real world experience. Because being too carried away by your emotions, like being reactive and really getting in like those like sad, angry feelings, like being too entrapped, like enwrapped, enrobed in those feelings. It makes things fuzzy and hazy and like clouds your judgment about the situation. And likewise, like if you've been shutting out all feeling and all emotion, like the second a feeling threatens to come up, you like shut it down. You're not letting those feelings inform you in the way that they're supposed to about the situation. And that's another way that it can, and it sort of like blocks you from being able to see the truth, because you're not allowing yourself all of the informational input with which to see the whole situation. So yeah, needing to come to this space of seeing things like in a big picture, realistic manner. Whether you need to factor in more of the feeling aspect or sort of release a little bit of the feeling aspect of things. That's a very personal experience that's going to vary from person to person depending on which side of this you're on. But like, in this one-on-one dynamic that's really emphasized here, regardless of what type of relationship that is, in the one-on-one dynamic, like, you're going to be on one side or the other, and like the other person is doing the opposite that I'm describing. Like, if you are the person who is suppressing your emotions and like cutting them off, the other person is being like pulled in different directions by what they're feeling, and like succumbing to those feelings and not receiving anything back from you. And like, if you're the person being like pulled around by what you're feeling, it's because the other person is withholding and like suppressing the emotionality in the situation. All right, let's look at the Ace of Cups. Seven of Swords. Yeah, talking about truth in the situation, like being on like this new path emotionally, like the path toward healing, the path toward balance. Like, it involves no longer deceiving yourself about what's going on here, and no longer allowing someone else to deceive you through like their actions or their words. Like, yeah, particularly their words. Or also, like, it could be like deceiving yourself through making assumptions about where the other person is at based on you know, some of the things they say, but them not being like, they're, I don't know, it's giving this energy of them being like purposefully unclear or purposefully misleading in some way with the way that they communicate, so that this experience of making assumptions about their behavior is like, that's like left for you to do, so that you feel very confused. And there needs to be this like clearing of the air to have a new strategy towards things. So it's like, if you've been in the habit of like giving someone the benefit of the doubt and sort of like bridging this gap in communication for them, like, it's time to not make assumptions, to like take them at face value. Yeah, like it's time for a change in this. Like, this may involve like embarking on a new relationship, and like this, like I said, like if this is something, a sort of situation where you can come to an agreement with this person and you can both see the truth and get on the same page, then that's where the change is. It's like a revitalization, like it's like a fresh start, a new beginning within this relationship with this person. And for some of you, though, that the new journey, the new relationship is one of no longer having a relationship with this person, or maybe finding a new avenue, like a new support system, like putting your energy into a new relationship. Like if this is a friendship that you've been having a lot of trouble with, this may mean withdrawing your energy from that friendship and putting your focus on a different friendship. Or if you've been relying more heavily on one family member, pulling back that energy and giving it to another family member who reciprocates that. Or if this is a romantic relationship, this could mean like leaving that relationship and being open to connecting with a new one that's more aligned with you, that's willing to work with you and be more balanced. So yeah, I mean, this is the energy. Everyone's situation will be a little different, but like seeing the truth objectively, regardless of what side of the imbalance you're on, and making a new way, or like flowing into this new way of changing that dynamic in whatever way suits you. Yeah, it does take work. Like this isn't easy. Like, yeah, and reflection, like going within. And that's where you see the truth. It's like what you're seeing on the outside informs you, but like you have to take a step back, pause, reflect from an internal space, and do the work there in order to get to this place where things feel happier, things feel more content, where you can see the light, see the truth through the fog of confusion, illusion, deception. It's like almost maybe like needing to educate yourself about the situation and like energy dynamics in some way. But regardless of specifically what work you have to do, what movements you need to make, like justice is getting served. This is bringing things back into balance. This is upholding and honoring the truth, not like no longer being in this space of choosing to believe in something that's not real, in something that's not fair. And this is ultimately so that you can be happy. Like it can be very easy to just sort of believe what you want to believe, or what, it can be easier to believe what you want to believe about a situation, like what would make you feel better, what would make you feel less hurt, what you would ideally like to be the case, but that keeps you living in this like chaotic, emotionally imbalanced state that ultimately stresses you out and makes you unhappy. So like seeing the truth and honoring the truth and moving forward from that space of honesty, like working from there as a foundation, that's how you find like the calm in the storm, to be able to see the light and move toward it, towards something like feeling much more stable and happy. Like getting honest with yourself about what is and is not happening in this relationship and dynamic, and moving forward in accordance with that. Like adjusting your moves and your strategy to reflect your reality. Because it doesn't serve you to keep putting effort and energy into a perception of it that's not real. But you have to be honest with yourself about that. Like you have to be willing to see the truth. And there's been this experience of sort of previously blocking yourself from seeing the truth, like choosing to believe in something that's not quite real, or not quite not quite the truth, because it feels better in the moment. It's almost like wanting to believe that someone has your best interest in mind, or that they care about you in the way that you want to be cared about. Because it's like when you can convince yourself of that in the moment, like whatever hoops you have to jump through, or like story you have to concoct to be able to believe that, like it feels better in the moment. Like your mind feels soothed in the moment to be able to like convince yourself that like things are good, that everything's okay, that things aren't as bad as they seem. But in the long term, you're just setting yourself up to be disappointed again, and like having to question that again, to keep telling yourself that story repeatedly in order to keep feeling good about it. Because like if things really were fair and balanced, you wouldn't have to keep convincing yourself that they were. You wouldn't have to keep repeating that story to yourself, because you would just feel it from the connection naturally. You wouldn't have any of this questioning. You wouldn't have to be reading between the lines, or like seeing things in a certain light to feel that way. You would just feel that way, because it wouldn't be questioned. Like you would be receiving that reassurance from the other person's actions and words, without having to convince yourself that like what they're saying is indicating some other truth, and making yourself believe that. All right, let's look at the Hanged Man, and okay. 3 of Wands. Yeah, this is about your growth, first of all. And sometimes our growth involves seeing some hard truths that we don't want to see. Like it's easy to lie to ourselves, or convince ourselves to believe something so that we like stay in the same place that feels comfortable. Like, and if you keep repeating a story to yourself about how someone else is feeling or thinking, it keeps you like in your comfort zone of like being able to accept things how they are, when like you wouldn't have to keep telling yourself that if things were as good as all that. Yeah. And once again, like, this is preparing you to take some sort of action, like to do some sort of work where this is concerned, but like taking the action based on the truth, not some sort of illusion that you may have been buying into. And I don't know, it's like this illusion could be different for different people. For some of you, it's like you've been choosing to believe that someone cares about you more than they actually do. And for others of you, you've been convincing yourself that someone doesn't care about you when like on a deeper level they truly do. It's just that you haven't been seeing that caring come through in a very particular way that you're telling yourself is necessary in order to feel cared for. It's like you're expecting this person to like give to you emotionally, or like to give to you in a certain specific way. And because for whatever reason they're not giving to you in that specific way, you're able to tell yourself that like they don't care, and it sort of creates that fog around being able to see the ways in which they do actually care. So yeah, whichever side of that you're on, you're in this space of reflecting, balancing your emotions like on the internal level, so that you can clear that fog. Like whether it's on the inside or the outside that the fog is occurring, and to be able to see clearly, to see the truth, to like see out on the horizon, like what's real and what's ahead for you, and to be able to act on that, to move forward. To move forward in a way that is like offering real feeling, and or like receiving it, like being open to accept real feeling. And like I mentioned at the beginning with that Six of Swords, we've got the Eight of Cups underneath this here. Ooh, and the World underneath that. Yeah. For many of you, like this involves walking away from something that you have an emotional connection to. Leaving it behind to go find something better, like something that is real, something that is fair and balanced, something that's true, that shows itself to you clearly, where you don't have to make assumptions or like excuses or anything for it. And this is closing out a major cycle, so that you can step into this new one of aligning with your values, aligning with a higher timeline. Like I said, this is a fated turning point, because like it aligns you with a higher destiny for yourself, regardless of who this person is and what their relationship is to you. The exchange that you have been having with them has been holding you back. And when you step away from this and allow yourself to see it like in an objectively true way, not with like an appropriate amount of feeling, which is like a moderate one, like not all feelings, like just like blasting, and like not like being devoid of feeling. Like this puts you on this aligned path. It allows you to see movement that you've not been seeing in your life. Like this is giving this energy of like you've been feeling very stagnant and needing to see movement, and you can't see where you're going. Like, you can't travel, you can't move very well when you're living in a fog. And that's needing to clear and to let these feelings pour forth. Like, it is still, like, depending on which side of this that you're on, like whether you've been suppressing or like letting your emotions like take control of you. And there's something about like nostalgia for the past that is affecting your emotional state here. Whether this is like thinking of a better time, and because things don't feel like that better time, you've been like holding back your feelings, or whether you've been letting your emotions get the best of you because you've been like longing to feel something that you used to feel. It's like and I just got a message regardless, like some sort of trust was broken somewhere along the line in this situation. It's like if you've had like a couple of situations or dynamics in mind, that's like some sort of clue about like where was the trust most broken, like who broke the trust, who did you trust to some degree on a deeper level, and like it came back, like it felt like it came back to bite you, or that the trust was broken there. Because it's like, so maybe something, if there are multiple people involved, like maybe one of them you didn't actually even like trust that much in the first place, so there wasn't much to break, and there's not as much investment in the connection, in the dynamic between the two of you. But like the other person that's like somehow involved, that like you trusted them to have your back, to like have your best interest in mind, to like care for you. And something about how they're showing up to this situation hasn't been exhibiting that to you. Whether it's not looking that way because like this person isn't actually showing that they care, or because like you're not perceiving the ways in which they care because like you're too caught up in your emotions, or like too in the business of like shutting feeling out. Okay, well, let's take a couple of oracles to close. Wow, holy shit. Oh man, I cannot make this up. Like, literally, there could not be any more Wheel of Fortunes to come out than what there are. I'm using 3 decks. I didn't even remember this one had one, but it came out in all 3 decks. Like, this is a major turning point in your life. You may not have experienced a turning point like this one in your life before. This is incredibly major. Yeah, and they're telling me to take this too. This is and like I said, like luck and right timing, like the time is now. This feels like something that you could have been, I don't know, I don't want to say putting off, because it's not necessarily that. It's like, if you had tried to make this shift at any point in the future, you may not have had the same result. It's like this has to happen now. Now is the time for this to happen. Sooner would not have been the time. Later is not the time. Like, this is not something that you can continue to put off. Like, it's like the change is occurring whether you feel ready or not. Like, a door is closing on something new is beginning for you. And like, this is happening now to protect like the outcome of your future, to put you on this path toward the 10 of Cups. So it's like, this is almost like a situation of, even if you have been refusing or like unable, like whatever is causing your inability to see the truth in this situation, it's like, you can't avoid seeing it now. There's no way around it. Like, if you're trying to refuse seeing this truth, the universe is going to come up to you, pry your eyelids open, and shove it directly in your face. You're not going to be able to ignore it. You're not going to be able to avoid closing out this cycle and opening this new chapter. And you're right here on this precipice, like this today, the exact transition of like Mars moving from one side of Saturn like to the other. Like, it's you stepping from this one world to the other. And don't think that, you know, if you don't see a change today, like on the exact day of the exact conjunction, that like something's not right, something's going wrong, because the energy moves before the physical things move. And we are moving on different timelines. So your exact experience of this energy, it could have already happened for you in some way. It could technically be happening today. It could happen a few days or weeks from now, because we're all moving at different speeds within a similar energy. But like regardless, this is the sort of experience that this has, that like stepping over a threshold. It's like there's one moment where you're still living in that fog and buying into some sort of illusion about this dynamic with this person and how it's balanced, like thinking that it's more balanced than it actually is, or maybe even thinking that it's more imbalanced than it actually is. And like stepping over that threshold of the truth, and then like stepping into a new life, a new world where you can't unsee that truth, and you can't go on existing in that illusion. Like, it's over, it's broken. It's like you're at that point of stepping over that. And on the other side are positive things for your future. Like attempting to look back and hold on to that illusion, not only will it not serve you, it will not work. It will no longer hold the same weight, the same experience that it used to. Like, the clouds are gone, the sun is out. You may not feel its warmth just yet, but it's coming. Okay, so if this reading resonated, give it a like, comment down below, share it with someone, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for letting me read for you. If you would like a personal reading, you can see how to do that below. I hope this has been helpful to you and helps this energy make a little more sense to you about, especially this can be such a stark change, like from like night to day, I will say, as opposed to like day to night, because it is like an energy of the sun coming out. So yeah, hopefully this helps you navigate this in a way that feels a little easier for you to make this transition, or to accept the transition that's sort of being forced here. All right, well, I will see you next time. Good luck on your journeys until then. Bye.